is happening, party people? Everyone's feeling good. Hopefully, we're all here in the same. Tony, we're all here under the same umbrella, as they say.
Nice.
NorCal Refrigeration. What's happening? Humdinger's in the house. Arkansas Dave, Don Peralta, Rags. Let me see what else we got out there. Rockin' New Era's in the house. Joe Cool, Sourdough Sal. Great to see all of y'all today. Corinne, how are you today, dear? Good to see you. Creative Tony, how are you? We got a nice show ready to go today. We got 49er football tonight. I got Giant baseball right now as we speak. We'll keep you posted. I believe the Giants are still trailing 3-2 in this one. And let me just confirm that.
Yeah, 3-2, sixth inning last I saw, Paulie. Also, I'm going to do something different today. Out of the gates, I just want to thank our partners in crime right here that helped put the show on the airwaves. Dr. Young and the Young Dental SF Group. How about Carlos De La Fuente and Barrett Financial?
Do you want to, let me see if I can accentuate the passion here of your read. Let me see how this goes. I've never done this before. This is a new bed. We're just going to see. This is the early sponsor read bed. Here, we're going to try this, Tony. Here you go.
Oh, there we go. Give me some juice. There we go.
Can you talk over that? Let's see how.
I think I can. A little lower. There you go. Yeah, just a little funk it up, dude. There you go.
Tony, you were saying about the sponsors. Go ahead. The PNP
and Carlos De La Fuente and Barrett Financial and Tom Stack at Coldwell Banker Realty. We'll talk about them later on in the show, but right out of the gates, I just wanted to thank them all for supporting the show. Also, Longbridge Pizza last night, Dan, Coach Emilio, and Secure Money. Also, and Don Peralta, Stellar Design and Peralta Arts, and Standard Deviant Brewing. All of our partners that help put this show on. Thank you very much. Please go to YouTube. If you're checking out the show anywhere other than YouTube, please go to YouTube at some point today at Polymax Particles. Like and subscribe while you're there. Check out our audio versions on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We got Joe Fonzi coming up later today, KTVU's finest. I would argue there's a handsome off between Joe Fonzi and Mark Ibanez and the late Dennis Richmond for the handsomest trio maybe in local broadcasting history.
And Tony, that's not even mentioning the ladies of KTVU, because that's a whole other, believe me, that's a whole other conversation. The ladies, again, it's a very attractive and handsome batch of reporters they have over there.
Dude, the guns on a Dennis Richmond, dude, my goodness.
Guns on an Ibanez, dude. Don't put on the guns of an Ibanez. He'll come with the tight tee, blazing bicep. I'm a big fan of Mark's, obviously, and I'm also a very big fan of Joe Fonzi. So yeah, looking forward to having Joe. We do have 49er football tonight. I'm actually, and Tony, think about it like this. Tony, if I could use more contemporary slang, Tony, view it through this lens. View it through this lens.
Yes, it will definitely. I'll view it through this lens.
How about I give double guns to this lens? Anyway, Tony, I was going to say, Niners have to make cuts in, I believe it's 10 days. So you got T-minus 10 days. This is a pretty good chance for the coaching staff to take a look at what they have, what they're working with. I think we have an idea from last week who's going to be around. Stribling, Grayson Holton for sure. But some of these other guys that are kind of maybe on the margins, I mean, this is a chance to maybe wrestle down a roster spot. So you got guys out there that are literally going to be fighting for jobs tonight, which I think
playing for their careers, which is really fun to see that type of intensity.
Tony, we used to play for silver. Now we play for life. Go ahead.
Oh, now we play for life, dude. We could play. Oh, come on, man. Also, speaking of Bobby Weird, just because we didn't do it last night, stand by.
Bombs away.
That is for Bryce Eldridge going deep yesterday. And then
bombs away.
The 230 hitting Willie Adames went deep today.
The water cooler throwing, the ground ball booting, meaningless home run hitting Willie Adames. Tony, go ahead.
And you know what's really pissing me off about Willie Adames is that he's supposedly a good dude and he's a camaraderie guy and Gatorade bucket guy and a clubhouse dude. He's going to end up hitting 30 home runs. He's going to end up having probably 75, 80 RBIs.
But so what?
Right.
So what?
Right.
Yeah.
But dude, like he's probably, I don't know, he's going to lean on that saying, well, look at what I did the last 2 years. I give you 60 home runs the last 2 years. It's like, yeah, dude, but you've had a lot of errors and you batting 230. I'm an average guy. If you didn't know this yet, Paulie, I'm a batting average guy. Get on base, get him over, get him in. Come on.
I'm a batting average guy too. I do not dismiss the batting average. Quite the contrary. I place a lot of emphasis on the batting average. By the way, Tony, Giants trailing 4-2.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
No.
yeah. Well, just to make sure. Yeah, Adames' home run really has no bearing on anything.
We're working our way to those 100 losses. I'm telling you, we're working our way.
I stand by. Let me get you caught up with wins and losses, Tony. A little clarification from the PMP Sports Desk. Okay, Tony, you want wins and losses? Coming up, my friend, your San Francisco Giants, as we speak, they're a modest, I would call it a modest 22 games under 500.
Modest.
They are, it's modest, 52 and 74.
Mm.
So you're 26 wins away from your triple-digit loss season, pal.
There we go. Also, you got to give me some love for me giving you just a lyric of the Spinners, working my way back to you, babe. Okay.
I got no problem with that track. I keep working my way back to you.
With them like dancing in unison and stuff, and like kicking out the bell.
With a burning love inside. Is that right?
Yeah, with the burning love inside.
Tony, when was the last time you felt a burning love inside? Tell me the truth.
This morning. Actually,
great answer. 10 minutes ago, right before the show started. Actually, yeah.
I've often got a burning love inside, which also makes me think of I'm burning for you.
No, I don't have any Blue Oyster Cult. Yeah.
But I got a burning love inside me for the news that's coming out about the Dodgers and the shadiness and the corruption and oh man, what a glorious morning.
You got Eddie Van Halen's piece called Eruption. Now I gave you the Los Angeles Dodgers corruption.
Dude.
Okay? Yeah, corruption, eruption. I'll take eruption actually in that equation any day. Yeah.
I'll take eruption any day over corruption unless it's Dodgers corruption, dude. And this guy, Mark Walter, who just sold his stake in the Dodgers ownership group, this guy is like moving businesses around. He's moving funds around. He's like the character Coop in Friends and Neighbors, just looking over his shoulder the whole time, like because he's.
I like Coop on.
I know.
This guy I don't like. He's a Dodger. He's an a-hole, and it sounds like he is involved in a lot of what KRS-One would call illegal business. Illegal business controls America. Ganja business controls America. KRS-One come to start some hysteria. Yeah, KRS-One come to start some hysteria.
Beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
KRS-One.
Out of the Bronx, the neighborhood you were going through a couple of. How'd you like the Bronx, by the way? I never got a chance to follow up at that.
I wasn't there that long because we got off the subway, went right to Dodger Stadium, but there was a bar.
Stadium, Tony. Yankee Stadium.
I'm sorry, Yankee Stadium. Sorry, the Dodgers are on my mind. Like I said, I got a burning love inside for the Dodgers right now.
It's a very specific kind of feeling neighborhood in New York.
Yes.
The Bronx is the Bronx. You know, it's.
But dude, it was funny because I asked my buddy Josh, who's a my friend Josh Sororo, great dude, friend. His son Robbie plays with my son Dom. Josh is a dear friend who's a Chiefs fan. You've met Josh probably. He's the Chiefs fan, but he's also a Yankees fan. So it's like, okay, you ended up that way. Sure, fine. I appreciate it. So he knows all about Yankee Stadium and the Yankees lore. And he was like, Yankee Stadium nowadays, it's fine. It's fine. It's not the Yankee Stadium of old.
No.
But when you walk out of Yankee Stadium, I noticed this bar across the street from the subway as we're walking into the about to go subterranean, right? And I go, Josh, look at that place. Should we go and get one right now? Like, should we do it? And we can you and I can take the subway home later, And he goes, wow, we got a big group. He goes, but that place, and it was a place called Billy's. It was an old bar called Billy's. And I had to think that it has something to do with Billy Martin back in the day.
Could be right. Could be. Yeah.
I have to. But this place looked legendary. So that was basically my Bronx experience. I'm like, the next time I get to the Bronx, I'm definitely getting into Billy's. And I'm going to have probably like a Miller High Life or something in Billy's.
Yeah, it's nothing to be ashamed of, dude. I'm a Miller High Life enthusiast. All right, Tony, here's what I want to do. You mentioned the sponsors in kind of a drive-by fashion. Let me do it. Let me do a read. I want to give Dr. Matt Young some love, and then we can get into I want to go into this Dodger story a little bit. And Joe Fonzi, KTVU sports anchor, he'll be with us in about 20 minutes. So stick around.
Dare you say you have a burning love inside for Dr. Young and the Young Dental SF group today?
There's no question. It's been established over the years. I do have a burning love. Pardon me. I do have a burning love for Dr. Matt Young. And Dr. Matt Young, he's not only a friend of mine, he is now the official dentist of the PMP show, the PMP community, and the PMP Familia. Info at youngdentalsf.com. That's an easy way to reach out and talk to Dr. Young, book an appointment. If you've got an issue, you got a toothache, you want to get looked at, a checkup, a cleaning, Obviously, he does all that stuff. He's been in practice for over 25 years. Big part of the San Francisco community. He's got a son at SI. He loves baseball. He loves San Francisco. And he also loves his patients. He takes great care of everybody that walks through his door. And then he offers comprehensive dental care. Regardless of what you're looking for, he'll be able to take care of it. Cleanings, fillings, implants, veneers, orthodontics, emergency care. The great team. Tony's talked about Joyce and the whole staff down there. They're very friendly, very accommodating. They do have weekend office hours also, which is pretty cool given just the state of everybody's schedule these days. I mean, what sucks about this period of time we're in, Tony, is that like I envy our parents because like when our parents went to work, they would get up in the, like it was normal. They would get up in the morning, they would go to work, they would come home, eat dinner. That's the business day's over. Like when your dad came home from work, that was it. Now, dude, you're doing business at 11:30 p.m. Hey, I want to talk about the show and blah, blah, blah. There's like no getting away from it. So I'm just saying, but Dr. Young understands that. So he's like, you know what? I'll open my doors on Saturday. I know you guys are working hard out there. He also specializes in implant surgery, implant restorations. In fact, our good friend, Dr. Matt Young, is indeed the president of the American Academy of Implant Dentistry. Check out the thousands of positive reviews on Google or Yelp. You take your pick. Major insurance accepted, no problems there. And then just get in there and enjoy the stellar results. He's a phenomenal at what he does. He has great bedside manner, if you know what I'm saying. He can calm your nerves like me, Mr. Uptight in the dental chair. Not anymore. Not with Dr. Matt Young. 415-392-8611. One more time, Tony. 415-392-8611. Thank you, Dr. Matt Young.
Dude, Dr. Matt Young is the freaking man, and so is his staff. I connected personally with Joyce, my kids, my wife, Megan. They all go to Dr. Young. I see Nutter in the chat saying Dr. Young is the best dentist ever. Facts. And he has that capitalized, too. He has best ever and facts capitalized. And that's from experience. The Nutter went and visited Dr. Young, and he knows it. So did Escobar Cheeks.
Nutter. I told you, he's rock solid, man. I told you. Awesome.
So did Escobar Cheeks the third. So did other members of the PNP family. Get in there. I'm telling you, 6 days a week. But also, the proof is in the pudding, too, as they say. This is, by the way, remember we were trying to get people for 2,000 subscribers for us, Paulie? Let's get Dr. Young over 1,700 Google 5-star reviews because he's at 1,691 5-star Google reviews. The latest from Mary Askenbrenner, and she says, a part of my tooth broke recently, and as I wasn't experiencing any pain, I thought I should just ask Dr. Young to take a look at it to be sure it was stable before I left for an extended family vacation. Unfortunately, my analysis was not accurate, and Dr. Young told me I needed a temporary crown before I left town. Problem was, other medical appointments did not allow me flexibility before I left, so Dr. Young added me to his already full day at the office and took the time to put in a temporary crown that day. Thank you, Dr. Young, for going above and beyond, giving me peace of mind and keeping me healthy so I can enjoy my family vacation. Just another example of your dedication to your patients. So there you go. Great testimonial from Mary. That was in August, or that was August 8th, probably. So just recently. Okay. So that the people that go to Dr. Young and the Young Dental SF group know what we're talking about. It's not just Paulie and I, it's the people that have gone that rave about it, rave about the whole staff. So thank you, Dr. Young, for the partnership. Thank you for taking care of my teeth, my kids' teeth, Megan's teeth, everybody. We love you. And again, 6 days a week, open till 7 p.m. weekdays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays, 415-392-8611 or info@youngdentalsf.com.
Hey, quick question. I'm only asking because I've been through this in the past with my kids. My kids are grown now, but Tony's got young ones over there. Are your kids in line for braces? Like, is that going to be part of their... Did Dr. I'm just asking, like, did Dr. Young say anything like you're probably going to need to straighten these out? Like, what's going on with that?
It's definitely a possibility. It was discussed last visit.
For both or just one?
For both. So, and it's like, fine, do it now. Do it now. You'd rather have them now than in high school, when it was already awkward, right? So it's like, do it now and then get them done, So
and you know what's crazy? Like these days, there are really a lot of adults. If you watch any given like news, news channel, you can see a lot of anchors like have braces as adults now. Those like kind of clear, they're like Invisaligns or whatever they're called.
Yep.
You're not really supposed to see them, but it's very common now. A lot of adults get braces now. I've you know what? I've gone past the point of no return with my teeth. I mean, like, it's like, you know what? The damage is done. I'm not going back. I'm not that into vanity at this point in my life, Tony. So I don't care. I don't want the braces, whether you can see them or not. I'm out. You're getting you want Polymac, you're getting Snaggletooth. That's it, dude. That's part of the equation. You know what I mean?
Dude, yes, I'm with you, Paulie. My teeth, I'll whiten them. Because
totally. I'm up all for cleaning them up. Sure.
And if you're like us and you're past the point of no return, and you're at the point of no return, excuse me, and you just want whitening, go see Dr. Young for whitening, because I did it, and I love the fact that my teeth are whiter now.
Let me see him again real quick. Blaze those teeth. Yeah, he really did. He did a great job with your teeth, man.
And my daughter doesn't comment on the yellowness of my teeth, the yellow just shade of my teeth anymore. So this is great. So, but Paulie, you know, Dr. Young, we love you. Thank you for the partnership. I do want to get back into the Dodger thing, Paulie.
Tell me about the Dodger story. There's a lot of corruption. I have to be totally honest with you. Giants losing 4-2 now going into the 8th inning, just keeping you updated. But Tony, as we get ready to talk about this Dodger story, my understanding of this, because it's kind of overwhelming, like the level of corruption that might be involved here. So I haven't spent a lot of time parsing through all this, but I think I have a general grasp of the story. But why don't you break it down? I think you're kind of dialed into this one a little bit more than me. So what do we have here?
Well, I'm not a finance guy, and I'm not a businessman.
Shout out to Coach Emilio. Shout out Carlos De La Fuente. Yeah.
Boom. That's why I hire Carlos De La Fuente and Dan Coach Emilio to handle things like my money, because I don't know.
Thanks to people like us, they'll always have work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They should be thanking us for our ineptitude, our inability to deal with numbers on any level at any point. Tony, were you like that in high school too? Because I was it's beyond disastrous. Me in a math class, like you guys really have no idea. So were you the same way in high school with math? I was a disaster, dude.
I got to a point in math where I loved math as a kid, and then when I get to high school, I'm like, oh, dude, what?
And I look back on that, Tony. I literally have no idea how I passed those courses. I have no idea how I got through it. None.
As soon as I pass your class,
dude. Cruise history. As soon as you what? As soon as I pass your class,
dude. Shout out to Father Hudson, my geometry teacher at SI. Right, I was so scared of him, and he would just walk around, with the collar. I was just like, man. So he's scared.
Yeah, dude. You don't
he scared me into studying math, basically. So same. I was never. I was not getting A's in math. Let's just put it that way.
A's, dude. I got a C. It was like let's party. Like if I got C for me in math is like an A+ in any other class. Yeah, for real.
Well, totally. And that's why when I use that preface is because I read this stuff and I kind of get glossy eyed about all the details. But Mark Walter, Dodgers owner, Mark Walter is under federal investigation for financial crimes. And basically he owns a lot of businesses. Okay. And some of them being insurance companies. And I think that's one of his major interests is insurance companies. And, insurance companies are so like above board. Everything they do is just above board, come on.
How crazy is it now that, just to give you an idea of the level of wealth these guys are living in and existing in, it like, if I owned a professional baseball team, wouldn't that be like the thrust of my existence? Like, hey, what do you do, Paulie Mac? What line are you in? Well, I own the LA Dodgers. That's what I do. I'm the owner. That's just like part of his portfolio. This guy's got his hands in like 25 other, and he's not the only one. Most of the owners in pro sports now, it's not just that one thing. It's part of their portfolio, which is crazy. Like when you start really thinking about the level of money. Oh, and by the way, one last comment on money in sports, and then you go right back to Mark Walter. This deal, like, I don't understand for the life of me. NBA News this morning, James Harden, 37-year-old James Harden just signed a 3-year extension with Cleveland for $97 million. That's north of $30 million a year for a 37-year-old James Harden. I don't get it. Do not get it. He's a good player. He'll probably be in the Hall of Fame someday. I understand that. Never has he performed in the post. He just got his head handed to him.
Also, talk about load management too, dude. That guy.
So anyway, money in sports. Yeah, the Dodgers. James Harden, $97 million, dude. I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway, go ahead.
Dare I say that I hope there's a lockout next year, because I'm getting sick of all of it, dude.
It's hard to be sympathetic. Yes, it is. It's hard to be sympathetic. Yeah, with those kind of prices, those kind of salaries, rather.
And the money's just getting out of control. And so this guy, Mark Walter, owns a lot of businesses, a lot of them insurance companies, and he's accused of funneling money from those insurance companies to other interests, like without reporting it. So basically, just not having to pay for a lot of this, movement of money. So it's shady money. It's basically like white collar crime. Yeah. And he's shuffling money around like crazy right now. He sold his shares in the Lakers. I think he's trying to like approach the Lakers and Dodgers TV stations and say, you want to get out of your contracts with us. Like he's freaking out, and I love that he's freaking out because. And we're talking about like between 17 and 21 billion dollars of white collar crime, dude. Which has allowed them to pay for Shohei Ohtani, for Kyle Tucker, for
Scooble. You're telling me the check that Scooble picks up it's dirty money? Is that what you're telling me?
Dude, all of it's dirty money. The rings are dirty rings, know, and we're not even talking about the COVID 60 win or 60 game ring. We're talking about dirty money, and so I'm going to watch it burn. I'm going to watch the Dodgers dynasty burn. I can't wait to watch it, Paulie.
GSAC, a name I don't know if I've seen on the comment line before. Good to see you, GSAC 594. He goes, well, I'll distill it to one word: shady. It's extremely shady. It's been a hell of a week for the Los Angeles pro sports teams. The LA Lakers had that whole thing with the Bus family. Now this Dodger story comes out. Well, where is this all going is my question. If there's all this mounting evidence, is there an investigation? Is baseball looking into this? Like, where is it all going is my question.
Hang on one sec. I'm going to load something that our guy Dom Peralta just built for the show. And you want to talk about Peralta Arts, and where'd it go? Oh, there it is right here. Peralta Arts in action. Check this out, dude. This is from Dom right now. So there you go. That's beautiful, dude. I'm saving that. Yeah. I'm saving that forever. And we need to make a Shohei Ohtani jersey that doesn't say Ohtani on the back. It has number 17 and just Shady on the back.
Shohei, man. I've been saying it for years. I can sense it. My spidey sense can.
Stuff is going to come out on him, dude. I just cannot wait. Remember, like people send you the popcorn emojis when you're like, you want to just sit back and watch something. Like that's what I want to sit back and watch. And so basically, Paulie, he's under federal investigation, man. And when the feds get involved, look out. And I don't know. They also have like a sweetheart of a deal. Because of they filed bankruptcy in 2012, dude. Like Dodgers.
Tony, do you have the ability to? And I'm throwing a hot potato in your lap, but what you're talking about, like the feds investigating this guy, Mark Walter. My mind. I mean, this is the way I think. My mind immediately went to The Wolf of Wall Street when DiCaprio is sitting on his yacht. And then Coach Taylor, I still call him Coach Taylor, Friday Night Lights, he's playing a Fed. He goes on the boat and they start having this conversation. And the next thing you know, like Leo DiCaprio starts throwing lobsters at these guys, everything. He's like, why don't you get off my boat? He's like chucking lobsters. And
that's right, dude. That's right.
You could pull that up real quick before Joe Fonzi. I just kind of give the audience an idea of what the conversations between the feds and Mark Walter might look like, how they might unfold when the questioning begins. Scarlet Fire, are you a Coach Taylor fan? Me too. Big Coach Taylor fan. Friday Night Lights, the TV show when he was the coach, I thought that was one of the best TV shows I've seen in a very long time. All right, here we go. Yeah, perfect, Tony. Dial it up. Let's go.
It's only 30 seconds, so it's not like the full scene, but you get the gist. So hang on one sec. Stand by.
I looks like you might have already thrown them off the boat. I don't know if they're coming.
No. Here we go. Check it out. Well, here we go.
Hey, you guys want to take some lobsters for your ride home? Fucking miserable pricks. I know you can't afford them. Fucking cheap fucks. Fucking miserable pricks. Hey, fellas, look what I found in my pocket. Look, a year's salary right here. What I call that? coupon. Yeah? A fun coupon.
I'm on the sloop, John B. Grandfather and me. Around Nassau town, we get around.
Well, listen,
That's
first of all,
dude, that's Mark Walter right now,
that's what I'm
freaking out.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, chucking money, throwing lobsters. First of all,
But also, Paulie, chucking money and lobsters, but also never relaxed. Like always looking over his shoulder.
Tough way to live. And then the fact that this guy was ingesting more drugs than like Keith Moon and John Bonham put together. Dude, when I first saw The Wolf of Wall Street, I felt like I had to go to rehab when the movie was over. There was so much drug use and alcohol. It's like the excess of that movie is out of control. And by the way, God bless Martin Scorsese. I cannot tell you how much I love that man.
Yes.
Tony,
one more time. Reprise of the lobster toss. That's all. Just a reprise of the lobster toss. Here we go.
Hey, you guys want to take some lobsters for your ride home? Fucking miserable pricks. I know you can't afford them. Fucking cheap fucks.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, man, you got to throw lobsters at the feds once in a while. What are you going to do, Tony? You know how it is.
And DiCaprio didn't win anything for that role, correct?
That's a really good question. I don't think so. I don't think that he did. And by the way, you know who has a great role in that movie too is and I hate saying this, the late Rob Reiner. The late Rob Reiner plays DiCaprio's dad. He's really funny. If you've never seen Wolf of Wall Street, go see it. I always say, see anything Martin Scorsese makes, man. The guy does not make bad movies. I might be his biggest fan. Tony.
Paulie, so hold on really quick. He won the Golden Globe for Best Actor. He was nominated for an Academy Award for that movie for Best Actor, but did not win.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Academy Awards, they don't mean that much to me personally, but
agreed.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Tony, real quick, before Joe Fonzi joins us, I want to talk about Tom Stack, Coldwell Banker Realty. Tom Stack, in fact, Tom Stack's been doing a lot of traveling lately. He was down in San Diego. He was actually hanging out with the Walton family, dude. He was hanging out with Bill's wife and Bill's kids, and I think they caught a Tedeschi truck show down there too. Tom with the Walton family. They were very, very close. Tom and Bill Walton. Now, Tom, after many, many years with the Grateful Dead organization, doing merchandising and the Club Dead stuff, now he is a broker with Coldwell Banker Realty. He has been in the real estate game, Tony, over 20 years. Could I get the 710 Ashbury House, please?
Yeah.
I just want it for my own head. I just like looking up and seeing the Grateful Dead house with us in the window. In another lifetime, that's how it would have gone down. Tom is he is a San Francisco treat, man. He is a people person, loves the city, grew up in the city, was very good friends with Tony's uncle Paul Tonelli, went to SI, like seems like so many people did on our show and on our comment board. Yeah, 710 Ashbury right there. When it is time to buy a house, when it is time to go looking for a community to live in, this is the man you're going to want to talk to. Tom Stack, Coldwell Banker Realty, 925-878-9964. Again, he's got over 20 years in the business. He is another one of these guys who is just really dedicated and determined to provide his clients with the highest level of service. So when you tell Tom, hey, Tom, I want to go see some houses in the La Miranda corridor. I have a couple of kids. I need to be near a new school. He's going to understand all that stuff, and he's going to make sure he only shows you properties that meets the criteria on your list. You know what? Maybe you're single. Maybe it's just a husband and wife, whatever the situation is. Tom will show you houses that fit your criteria. If you want to be near a school, done. He can do that. If it's not as important, you're more about like view. I really want to have a house with a bay view. Tell that to Tom, and he'll start looking at properties for you to find that, as he likes to make sure that his clients and customers are totally taken care of. You see how people feel about Tom? He's a real people person, very easy guy to talk to. And this might be my favorite quality at Tom's. He is not going to strong arm you into looking at properties that are just a waste of time if they're out of your price range or it's just not what you wanted. So talk to Tom Stack about what you're looking for, because when it's time to buy a house or when it's time to sell a house, Tom Stack is there to help you out. 925-878-9964. You can email Tom Stack as well, Tony. It's Tom at CBNorcal. Take two. Tom.stack at CBNorcal.com. Tom.stack at CBNorcal.com. Thank you so much, Tom, for all you do. And thanks for being a great partner to the PMP show.
Also, yeah, if you aren't the one looking to buy or sell, but you know somebody that is, have them get in touch with Tom. He knows people all over the Bay Area. He specializes in the La Miranda corridor, Lafayette, Moraga, Orinda, but also the greater East Bay, and knows people all around the Bay Area. And also, if you want to get a taste of Tom's personality, go to one of our old shows. You can just search on YouTube. One of our old shows. He was on a couple weeks ago on our show. and you can see the personality and the passion and the dedication. He talks about the real estate industry, but he also talks about his love of music and his love of sports. And so, again, somebody else who chose a career to help others and also is very good at it and makes the experience enjoyable. That is Tom freaking Stack. So email him, tom.stack@cbnorcal.com. You can talk music, you can talk sports. He'll tell you story after story after story while he's trying to find you the house that suits your needs, or trying to sell your home to somebody who is looking for a new home in the Bay Area or the greater Bay Area. So again, 925-878-9964. Tom freaking Stack, Paulie. And
yes. Tom freaking Stack. Absolutely. No, he's a really great guy, very easy to talk to, and he's very, very good at what he does. You're in good hands with Tom Stack. Okay. Creative Tony, how we doing in the green room? Are we good to go?
A green room is so far so good. No activity yet. But Paulie, Giants 4-2. I think it's the bottom of the 8th right now in Cleveland.
The 8th, Tony. Let's get out of Cleveland with an L and then move on to Boston, because I'm sure that's where this is going. It's not like they're going to have staged some comeback in the 9th. It's just not going to happen, folks. And then I want to tell you that tomorrow the Giants will be in Fenway Park, and Logan Webb gets the rock, and he's going to pitch. And I'm glad it's Logan Webb. That's the guy who won't pitch in Fenway.
Now there's a game I'm going to watch. There's a game. Yeah, sorry, I'm not gonna watch Landon Roop. I'm sorry, and people know why. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna watch Landon Roop. But
I will. Like pretty much our entire section cursing him out at the game last Friday. We're like, you know what? F this guy right here, dude. Everybody was saying it.
Double.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for Logan Webb at Fenway. But it's Paulie. It's Eric Miller's Red Sox that the Giants are about to face, because I just saw a highlight of him striking somebody out, and he's all pumped up. He's number 67 for the Red Sox. I'm like, I'm happy for him, because I liked him as a Stanford Cardinal. I like him now as a lefty reliever, but I would like to continue to see him doing that in the orange and black, but it wasn't meant to be, Paulie. So I go Logan Webb. Devers, it'll be interesting to see how Devers performs.
I'm telling you, I'm predicting boos. I'm predicting boos. There might be a smattering of applause, but I think he's going to get booed. Now, I've said
smattering. Good verb. Good.
Smattering. You know what I mean? Here and there, not overwhelming, but again, Tony, a smattering.
Yeah, smattering. And back to the shadiness of the Dodgers really quick, and then I'll let it go. Robot Centaur, Fareed, he's the one that turned me onto this. I haven't started it yet, but this is a podcast. It's a podcast called The Betrayal of Shohei Ohtani, and it's on ESPN podcast right now, Apple Podcasts right now, and I'm going to start it. But
he's the victim, Tony. Shohei Ohtani, he's a victim. You understand?
Fareed, if you've started the podcast, can you provide something in the chat about how it's been? Is it worth diving in? Because it talks about Shohei leaving Japan also, like how his decision to leave Japan. I guess when you go to Japan, he's everywhere. He's on billboards everywhere, all over Tokyo. So I cannot wait. The guy speaks English, yet he hides behind.
It's enough with the facade. Enough with this whole game we're playing. No, I need my interpreter. I don't know what are you saying? I don't understand you. But then he can talk to his teammates at will in the dugout. Cut the crap.
Stop hiding behind the interpreter.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And then, dude, then you get your buddy thrown in jail. Like, there's the whole real estate thing in Hawaii. Like, there's more to come with Shohei. And think about it, dude. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Scooble,
Blake Snell. I mean, the list goes on.
Blake Snell. You want to talk about?
He's out there too. Blake Snell with the face, with his grill. Yep.
Yamamoto on the mound, like all these. Kyle. Dude, by the way, watching Kyle Tucker fail this season, I'm laughing my ass off about it. Anyways, all this money turns out it's dirty, white collar crime money that I texted my friend Max Medina, love you, Max, but he's a huge Dodger fan. I'm like, burn, baby, burn, Dodgers Inferno. Let's go. Because, you know what I mean? Because
Dodger Inferno, burn, baby, burn the mother down. Yeah,
dude, Paulie, probably one of the
mother down, dude.
Burn the mother down, but probably one of the greatest intros to a song with that.
And by the way, I've said this before. Don't make me. I just want to remind everybody: if you're looking for maximum Disco Inferno enjoyment, I could be wrong about the time of this, but I'm pretty sure there's like an extended dance remix of that. It's either 13 minutes long or 18 minutes long. Dude, it just keeps going. So find the extended Disco Inferno. That's the version you want, because it just keeps going.
And it's a groove, man. Could you imagine going back in time to a club and that's playing, dude? And you got like the mirrored disco dance floor, and I don't know, you Travolta walks in.
I don't
with
think you and I would have survived it. To be totally honest with you, if you and I were like entrenched in the 70s disco scene, that whole club thing, we probably wouldn't have made it out alive. I mean, it would have been some kind of mishap at some point. I'm glad I didn't have to live through the disco era as like an adult, because it would have been too seductive. I'm telling you, it would have been too seductive. They got lights on the floor already. You know, we got problems.
You are basically in my dad's head, Ed Ryan's head, because dude, he used to tell me, Tony, you were born a generation too late. He goes, but I'm glad you were born a generation too late, because you wouldn't have made it. He goes, you probably wouldn't have made it out because it was so seductive and so like, he goes, there was temptation everywhere, dude, and it's just like, my goodness, dude. So the club days of those disco, because anytime I see a live band, like,
dude, total debauchery going on in the clubs back then,
right? But there's also something so, like the band Goose, who I just saw last weekend at the Frost Amphitheater. They launched into this disco jam, and I'm like, there's something so infectious about a disco groove that you can't stand still. Like, it's just impossible to stand still. So, you know, Saturday Night Fever, Travolta, I get it. I totally get it. And I would have been all over it. I would have been all over it. Seriously.
Yeah, with the clothes, you know what I mean? Can you imagine seeing me in like a collared shirt unbuttoned down to like the navel? Dude. Well, the other thing too is you're talking about generations, and your dad saying we wouldn't have survived his generation. Dude, I wanted to say this last night when we had Seth the intern on. Yeah. And Tony, if you guys missed the show, it was pretty funny. So we had Seth the intern on. He was doing a Niner report talking about the rookies. And then Tony goes, before the kid was leaving, he said, hey, real quick, he goes, what's your beverage of choice? Something like that. He goes, if you walk into a bar, what are you ordering? Like a Coors Light? You go a cocktail? And he goes, and he's so innocent. He goes, no. I'm actually, he goes, here, I'll show you. And he lifts up like a 12-pack of Diet Pepsi. Okay. The kid really he said, he goes, I don't really drink. I like soft drinks and stuff like that. And then when he said that, I looked at the comment board. I didn't mention this on the show last night, but it was in my head after the show that Groschel said, see right there. That's the reason kids don't hook up anymore.
Yes.
And you know what? It's kind of true. So I always thought like my kids would be like 10 times crazier than I was. Not even close. Not even close. They've taken the exact opposite, where you get more Seth the intern Diet Pepsi types than crazy party animal types. So, you know what I mean? But I will say this, those kids, Seth the intern, they wouldn't have survived our era. They would not have survived. I'm telling you right now, they wouldn't have made it. They wouldn't have made it.
I'd be willing to bet, though, that life expectancy rises with that generation.
No, these kids, they could be 150, these guys, still like doing push-ups and I got to go work out. No, they're going to live forever, which might not be a good thing. You might not want that by the time.
You know what I appreciated, though, Paulie, though, is I noticed this at the Giants game on Friday night, and I've noticed this in my coaching days, too, that something like sunflower seeds and peanuts are freaking timeless, dude. And the kids nowadays are still spitting seeds. They're still cracking peanuts. And I loved to see that on Friday night at the game. We got some of the younger generation sitting with us. I'm like, look at these kids. They're still spitting seeds. They're still cracking. For me personally, those are two of my vices at a baseball game.
You know, it's funny. I was this close to buying a bag of peanuts last Friday night, but I had a last minute change of heart. I was like waiting there, and I was getting myself a Coors Light, the Silver Bullet. Tony, I was riding the Bullet, and I was looking at the peanuts, and all of a sudden, at the very last second, I'm like, you know what? Give me one of those soft pretzels instead. So I got like the salted pretzel, and it was kind of warm. It was good. Like I was happy with it, but I was this close to getting a bag of peanuts, man. Probably
dude. Two things. First of all, do you go salt or no salt on the pretzel?
I salt. I can give me salt, man. Yeah,
you got to salt. It's kind of like a margarita, or do you go salt rim on a margarita?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Although I've noticed bars now will offer like half salt, half no salt, if you want to like split the rim of the glass in half. And I'm like, you know what? I'm down.
I'm not that much of a pain in the ass. Just throw some salt on there. Let me like, I'm not going to make the bartender hate my guts.
No, Paulie, this was offered by them. I didn't ask for this. This was offered by them. I'm like, look at this.
You ever salt a third of the rim, but make sure it doesn't encroach upon the perimeter of the non-salted area. Like I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't want to be that like difficult at a bar.
This is 60% salted. I got to hand this back. It's 60% salted. And then
I'm gonna have to send this back. I'm sorry. Yeah,
dude. But about spitting seeds, okay? Because there's a whole trend about, and dude, George Kittle talked about this after watching the World Cup about turf fields. just about, hey, NFL, look at the World Cup, and can we get grass back, please, in all and every NFL stadium?
And I agree with Kittle. I agree with everything he said. He's right. The athletes, the guys playing the sport, they don't want the artificial surface with rubber pellet. Dude, you got a face full of rubber pellets when you're getting tackled. It can't be a pleasurable experience.
No, thank you. And not to mention the cancerous qualities of the fake grass and the rubber pellets.
I would imagine at some point you're probably swallowing a few pellets when you're getting slammed face first. I'm dead serious. I mean, when you play on this stuff, and I'm talking just my experience is just with kids 12 years old, right? Playing on this stuff, but you slide onto it and then the pebbles kind of stick, like they stick to you. It's the most bizarre thing. But a downside of, because all fields are going to turf now. You look at all the high schools on the peninsula now, they're all because the owners don't have enough money to keep up the grass maintenance. It's very expensive.
Yeah, totally.
It really is. I mean, that to me is one of the most absurd arguments of all time. Like, that is more cost effective to have artificial turf. Dude, we just talked about these guys, 19 businesses, you grow some grass.
Right.
Come on, man.
Well, totally. And the World Cup testament, those fields looked amazing. And so Kittle's like, hey, there it is right there, proof in the pudding. And also a downside of turf fields is you can't spit seeds on a turf field because they don't want, there's signs everywhere. Every turf field I've coached on, no sunflower seeds, big signs. I'm like, damn it. Because it's like coaching and spitting seeds is like, I don't know. It goes hand in hand, dude. I can't, you can't just expect me to have seeds in the dugout only. You know what I mean? So
yeah, they were doing that kind of, they were cracking down on seeds when I was like a little league dad too. They were still trying to get this. I'm serious. They were trying to get the seeds out of the bleachers. What?
Also, dude, Joe Schmo is asking, well, is dip okay?
No, probably not. No, it's probably frowned upon. Dude, you know what? I don't even think any kids are dipping anymore. Baseball playing kids. I think that's out now, right?
Well, your guy, Rafi Devers, feels he's got a cheek full every game.
That's not dip though. That's leaf. I think he's doing like leaf.
Well, I just consider it all tobacco. Dip, whether you dip something, between your cheek and gum, or like a little dip or a big ball. Either way, they're both freaking tobacco and they're both horrible for you. But Devers, dude, makes no. And talk about somebody who needs to see Dr. freaking Matt Young and get a whitening. Devers. Oh.
I try not. I don't really do a lot of prolonged looks into his mouth. I try not to.
Yeah, take a good look next time you see him, and the brown spit that comes out of his mouth when he's in the batter's box, dude. It is not a good look. But hey, whatever. To each their own. That's what Devers is going to do. What Devers is going to do. So I don't know, man. But probably the downfall of the turf fields is no sunflower seeds, along with many other, bad qualities of the turf. So NFL. Hey, Goodell, why don't you take $20 less million of a bonus and give it to the teams to put in natural surface in each stadium? How about that? Maybe for a good.
The players would love that. I know. Oh, by the way, Tony, let's see. Top of the ninth, Giants trailing 5-2. 5-2. Yeah. Oh. So Adames, again, another great day for Adames, putting up meaningless numbers that affect nothing in the universe. Nothing.
That's the whole thing about these stats that are going to be the rest of the season.
No, I hit 30 bombs last year, dude. I hit 30
with zero pressure on you, with zero riding on it. You're going to go hit 30 bombs. Okay, great. That's great. I say this with acknowledgement of him seeming to be a nice dude. I've never met him, obviously, but seems to be a nice person, and the players love playing with him and all that. But he needs to tone down the jolly guy when they're losing, or when they're 10 games under 500 and he's dropping Gatorade on people, or when he's booting balls or not knowing how many outs are when he's on base. So I don't know. I don't know, Paulie. And there's also a ton of shortstops in the Giants farm system. So now what are we going to do with Adames for the next 5 years? So
what are we going to do with Adames? What are we going to do with Chapman? You know what I mean? Like Chapman. It's been a very, very, very frustrating year.
Oh, I see Centaur on the chat. Hold on, Paulie. Sorry, I see Centaur on the chat. Robot, Fareed, have you started the Shohei podcast? Let me know. Let us know on the chat. If you mentioned it earlier, I missed it, but respond right now. Let us know if it's worth diving into, because I want to check it out if it is. Because if it's got dirt on Shohei, I'm all in. And as I said,
I could commit myself to a 6-part series about Shohei Ohtani. It's way too much for me.
Paul, you know what? You know your walks along the waterline in Marin?
I do it all the time. I did one 2 days ago. No, actually, scratch that, Tony. I was walking along the water line yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm out there all the time. And here's the craziest thing about it. I have this walk I do up here in San Rafael, and it literally walks along the edge of the bay. Tony,
Yeah.
no one's ever out there. I for the life of me, I cannot figure it out. Every time I go out there, I've sent some VIP videos out on that walk because it's so quiet out there. I'm like, well, we got the bay. Might as well roll some tape. But anyway, what were you going to say? Next time I'm taking a bay walk, what do I do?
I was going to say, put on some headphones and listen to a podcast and listen to this podcast while you're walking. I was against it at first, Polly. And I'm about to do it this afternoon. I'll probably dive into this podcast for myself and check it out when I go on a hike later this afternoon. I'm going to listen.
Behind a freaking Little League field up there?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
there's
sure. I got you.
Dude.
I got you.
Pulgus Ridge, Polly. Pulgus Ridge is where you'll find me late this afternoon.
Okay, couple quick things. I got to be totally upfront with the audience. I'm not sure where Joe Fonzi is, folks. He's supposed to be here at 12:30. I don't know what's going on. My gut tells me he might be having some kind of technical problem. I have not heard from him today. I'm checking my phone right now, but I just want you guys to know I didn't forget. Do you
want to send him, Polly? You want to send him a text and just say to just double check his email or something like that? I don't know. If you want to, because we sent him an email, but Dom sent him the email, so he might not have recognized the email from Dom. So maybe
that's not good. Yeah, that's not
good.
Good.
So it's all good. I mean, Dom was on it as he always is, but maybe he didn't recognize the email. If you want to send something, I'll chat about this with Robot Center really quick. If you want to send a text, Polly.
No,
Robot
well, all right.
Up to you. Your call. But Robot Centaur says in the chat, the first episode of the podcast about Shady Shohei is just setting up the premise. Not much there yet. Waiting for second episode to start deep diving into the gambling, dude. Let's go, man. It's just if Shohei was with the Angels, I wouldn't care nearly as much. You know what I mean? But like,
that's a great question. You know what? That's a really interesting. I got to really think about that.
Yeah,
I probably wouldn't either, to be honest with you. I'd probably be like, yeah, he's all right. You know what I mean? But the fact that he's doing this in a Dodger unit, and I got to be totally honest with you, I really don't like the fact that he let his friend, he sold his friend up the river. The guy's serving and again, 54 months. That's a long time to be sitting in a little prison cell on behalf of Shady Shohei. And then on top of that, I don't like his dishonesty, this whole fraudulent, I can't speak English nonsense. Cut the crap, dude.
Yeah.
Cut the crap. You're getting showered in hundreds of millions of dollars. The least you can do is like give a couple of minutes to your fans. Speak. Go ahead. Address the Dodger fan base. Like to me, he's a very hard guy to warm up to. I know he's talented. I can see that for myself. The pitching, the hitting, the whole package. But dude, there's nothing about him as a person that I find particularly likable. He doesn't
seem like a bad dude, but he seems too squeaky clean to me.
Why do you have to be so dishonest about not speaking English? Like, why bother with that whole facade? Like, what does he gain from that?
If Doug in Japan speaks Japanese and English and joins us Wednesday nights from Japan and gives us supers in yen, then Shady Shohei can speak English to the Major League Baseball audience in the United States instead of hiding behind an interpreter, Paulie. And I just saw something else on the chat. Tom Too Witty. I want to welcome Tom Too Witty to the show. Name I haven't seen before in the chat. He says Sacramento radio is so bad the algorithm took me to Paulie Mac, the OG. Welcome, Tom.
Hey, Tom,
welcome to the
show. Tell you a funny story. I appreciate the love, and let me give you a lot of people don't know this. I would say 99.99999% of the population has no idea, but this actually happened. Okay, early 2000s. This is after Tony and I resigned from the Ticket 1050 because they were reshuffling the lineup. They fired Ron and Don, the morning show, and they were like, yeah, we're going to move you guys. And I'm like, you know what? I'm out of here. And Tony and I both wrote resignation letters, but we ended in a very positive way. Like Tony Salvador had us in his office. I thanked him for the opportunity. We shook hands. So right after that, I started looking for other gigs. I'm like, all right, let's see what else is out there. So next thing you know, I get a call from KTHK in Sacramento. And I remember the program director's name. This guy was like a really cool guy. Shout out Mike Ramey. His name was, I believe it was spelled R-E-M-Y, but it was pronounced Ramey, Mike Ramey. So he was like, hey man, we see that you're not working in San Francisco right now. Why don't you come up to Sacramento? And because they were looking to make a change on their morning show, and at the time, I don't know if they still carry Sacramento Kings games, but they did at that time. This is like in 2002 when this was happening. So they asked me to go up there and do a week of shows with 2 people from their morning show. So I did. I did a week of morning shows up there, and it was fun and it was cool. And they were actually, they made me an offer. So I was sitting in Mike Ramey's office at the end of the week, and it was like, yeah, we really like what you're doing. We'd love to have you come up here and work. And this is what happened. I go, well, I need to bring my producer with me. His creative Tony Ryan. I got to bring him up here with me. And they're like, well, we don't have the budget for that. Like, I got a budget to hire you, but I don't have a budget to hire Tony. And I'm like, I can't take this job then. And I didn't. And I didn't take the job because I wanted Tony to come up and work with me, and they wouldn't budget that. So anyway, long way of saying I have a tiny little moment in time where I was doing some work in Sacramento. But it all worked out. You know what I mean? Everything worked out. Here we are in the long run. But
totally.
Dude, good people. Good sports town. They love their Kings, and my Sacramento experience was positive. Like, it was, I enjoyed it.
Totally. And Paulie, there would have never been Murph and Mac or Creative Tony at KNBR if we had gone to Sacramento. So it's all it was
Sacramento too, Tony. It's hotter than hell up there.
Yeah.
Like really, really hot. Like not just sort of kind of hot, like intense. It's
Paulie, as the power station said, some like it hot. If you don't
when the heat is on, Tony.
Some sweat when the pop.
Tony Thompson on drums, dude, from Chic. I'm telling you, don't sleep on Tony Thompson on drums. Ever.
Some like it hot.
Some like it hot. Yeah, I have it. I have it on vinyl. You know that. Yeah.
Stand by, Paulie. We've got a super.
Oh yeah. It's business time.
And it's our guy, the sweet freaking Mad Hatter from Central Oregon. We love the sweet Mad Hatter. Hope you're doing well up there, buddy. Thank you for the super. He says, did you hear KNBR this morning? Larry Bear introduced a beer special for September 23rd, called it the Murph and Mac special at first. He called it the Murph and Mac
I actually did hear about this. A few people reached out to me and were like, hey, are you going back? I'm like, I ain't going back, man. But no, I heard about this. It's all good. Larry Bear, lower the prices. That's all. Yeah. The Murph and Mac
good. Long overdue, Lair. You know what I'm saying? And maybe, sorry.
Lair. Wow. Now we're getting, okay, the gloves are coming off. Dropping a lair on them, huh?
Purposely condescending, 100% purposely condescending. Dude, yeah.
Go. What do you got? Let it fly. What are you concealing over there?
See the album cover up here, Bob Marley's Uprising. I stole your thunder, by the way, Paulie. You inspired me to put up an album cover every week, and I'm going to do the same thing now.
Thunder. This whole idea was inspired by Rod Brooks last year. Excuse me, when we launched this show. I think we had Rod on. We either had a meeting with Rod or Rod was looking at the set or whatever. And he was like, yeah, man, you should. He's like, you have all those great records in your house. Why don't you put up a different album cover like once a week? And I'm like, dude, great idea. In fact, this week I got Eddie Murphy, dude. I got an Eddie Murphy record behind me, which I recommend. So what do you got? Uprising. I see it. Yeah, go ahead.
Bob Marley and the Wailers, Uprising, and Coming In From the Cold on that. Great freaking album, dude. Coming In From the Cold. Anyways, but I was like, there needs to be an uprising in many facets of life. And one of them, Giants management. Like, let's go with some younger people. I think it's time for Lair to maybe ride into the sunset. I think it's time. I don't know. It's time. We would look at the product on the field. We're supposed to get excited about you lowering beer prices for one freaking day game in the end of September when your team sucks. And
How about this? Why don't you lower beer prices, ticket prices, merchandise prices, and parking price? And I'm not even kidding. No joke, no punchline, because you're overcharging your fan base for a piece of product. The product stinks. Okay, folks, it stinks. I've said this before, and I really think that this is. I don't know that I've had a less enjoyable season of watching Giant baseball than this year. I mean, is there any team you can compare this to? Like, and I'm talking about on the field. I'm talking about in a PR sense. I'm talking about from Buster Posey on down, dude. This season has really turned me off in a variety of ways. I mean, am I being overly dramatic? How do you feel about it?
No, dude, they lost just now. They just lost 5-2. No,
just now. Now they're 23 games under. Shout out Marquez Pope, dude.
And they're nice, dude. Nice. Yeah. And they're one game closer. Shout out Steve Scarsoni. 23 for the Giants, Paulie. They're one game closer to 100 losses. So I don't know what we're hoping for. But again, Paulie, we talked about this last week and the week before, that the farm system and the players acquired in these trades, because damn it, I miss a Rise. He just went deep yesterday, and I'm watching him.
Rise too, and I still don't. I think that's a guy they should have held on to. Anyway, go ahead, T. I get it.
And dude, poor Logan Webb's going to go into Fenway. And he's like, oh, this is what like a winning team feels like. This is what playoff baseball atmosphere sounds like.
The Red Sox are a great example of what happens. So if you didn't follow the Sox this year, they had a really horrible beginning to their season, much like the Giants. And then I guess in the month of July, they caught fire. Like they went on a incredible run, and now they're right in the mix, dude. They're right in the mix for the playoffs. So Logan Webb will feel that atmosphere. This is like a soon-to-be playoff atmosphere with a team that's got playoff aspirations. Like it's nothing like that, dude. The Boston. I'm trying to think like if you really get down to brass tacks, like. Is Boston a Red Sox town first? Is it a Celtics town? Is it a Patriot? I mean, all of their teams are incredibly accomplished. The Celtics have more championships than any teams, any other franchise in the NBA. The Patriots lead the NFL with Super Bowl. The Boston Bruins have a very, distinguished kind of existence, as do the Red Sox. So, anyway, I was going to say, there's nothing like Boston in a baseball sense, like in September, October, when they're playing well. It's really pretty special.
Paul, we went to Fenway, the kids and I and Megan and a bunch of Dom's teammates on our way to Cooperstown. We went to Fenway. The Red Sox had just won their 15th straight, and they were going for they were about to break an 80-year record of 15 wins straight, and we show up and they lose. And so we literally were there for the end of the streak. But I will say, the vibe inside Fenway that night was electric, man. God. And you could feel the fans were just waiting for some sort of rally to happen to just erupt because everybody was so juiced, talking to people in the pregame or when we were having beers at the bleacher bar underneath the right center field bleachers, everybody excited. And it was an amazing atmosphere. So Logan Webb's going to feel that tomorrow and be like, oh, this is okay. This is taking me back to like 2021 when, I won my first playoff game against the Dodgers. If there's one move that I don't like is the move that they didn't make was putting Webb on a contender. Because, dude, the Giants aren't going to be good for 2 or 3 years.
No, and that's he'll start his decline around that time too.
Right.
Like his skills, because that's what happens. I mean, the body goes at a certain point, and it's going to be it's going to be really disappointing. I mean, we used to talk about Matt Cain. Oh, he got caned again. Matt Cain 7 2/3, a 1-run ball and lost or whatever. But the thing with Matt Cain is he got the glory too, though. He got the World Series rings. I mean, Logan Webb is going to walk away from this team literally with nothing but like frustration. And it's really, I'm so with you on this, man. I just wish the guy gets a chance to compete on a playoff stage, and I'm not sure that's going to happen here at this point. Like I hate to say it.
And it's exciting about the farm, and I will definitely get down to some San Jose Giants games and shout out Mike Holler's San Jose Giants games. If you don't know who Mike Holler is, he's the current program director for KBR and one of the nicest, greatest guys.
Nothing but love for Mikey Holler. Nothing but love. Yeah,
you'll ever meet in the industry is Mike Holler. Seriously, and he also helps the Niner broadcast with Greg Papa and Tim Ryan as well. So Mike, we love you, buddy, but we'll get down to San Jose Giants ball next year, but we got to put this season in the books. But Paulie, like the whole, we got to be patient as Giants fans. We just have to be patient. But Logan Webb can't afford to be patient because, you said, his window is closing. We talk about Niner windows closing. Logan Webb's window is closing, and he's been such a damn good Giant, man. Like 62 forever, dude. And speaking of windows closing, Paulie, I do want to talk a little Niner ball before we wrap the show today, because Niners Chargers, by the way, 7 p.m. kickoff tonight.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of a double header today. So if you need more bang for your buck football wise, turn on ESPN at 5 p.m. You got Raiders at Houston. So you got to look at Mendoza in a Raider uniform and stuff, which, by the way, is still like the ultimate like irony of all time. The biggest Bible thumping kid maybe in NFL history, and they drop him in Vegas. Yeah, good luck. But anyway, so Raiders, Texans at 5, Niners, Chargers at 7. I'm definitely into this game tonight, and anytime Harbaugh and Shanahan are on opposite sidelines, that's interesting enough right there. But I want to take a look at Brock Purdy. I want to take a look at some of the starters. I want to see if these kids we got excited about last week continue to perform. How about yourself? Like, what are you kind of focused on, or what are you hoping to see tonight from the Niners?
So I read today that Brock's going to start. We'll probably do 1 or 2 series, and then it's going to be a lot of Mac Jones and a lot of Curtis Rourke. So I'm looking forward to seeing both of them under center. And then I'm looking forward to this left guard battle. And not to get too into the weeds of the trenches, but there's a left guard battle between Robert Jones, what's the guy's name? Willis, Carver Willis, and Connor Colby. And our guy Greg Cosell, I saw it on social media today, and Centaur sent it as well. Thanks, Fareed. That Greg Cosell thinks that Connor Colby is going to be kind of a journeyman, and that the battle is between Robert Jones and Carver Willis. Carver Willis, 6'5" rookie out of University of Washington and Kansas State. And then Robert Jones, neck injury with the Cowboys last year, out all season last year. I mean, I'm sure he's got to be hungry, but if you just go on last week's performance, Carver Willis outperformed Jones big time, and he's a good run blocking O-lineman as well. So I'm just curious to see that battle, Paulie, and then give me some Kalen Black. I want to see this kid Kalen Black.
Was just saying, North Carolina Refrigerator, same thing, and I am too. I'm curious to see him. Like, I love his physique. I love his style. And I think that I have to be, again, just honest about this. Like Tony just said a minute ago, that whole 49, the narrative, the window is closing on the Niners. That's a real thing, folks. I mean, that's real. It's as much as we want this thing to continue, they are getting older. They have contended with major injuries. And Christian McCaffrey, like the workload he had on his shoulders last year, the fact that he was healthy was pretty freaking remarkable for the most part. I think you're going to need help, though, this year. You're going to have to provide some reinforcement in the backfield. So, Kalen Black, have a night, dude. We're all watching, and I just want to see that hard running style from him. And because I think we're going to see him in the regular season, Tony. I do.
I think he's listed as this on the depth chart. He's second behind McCaffrey right now, and then Jordan James and Garendo are both questionable. So
Garendo, at this point, I'm just kind of letting go of the wheel. I don't know what it is, why they're even contemplating using a roster spot on him if Shanahan's never, ever going to play him. I'm not sure I understand what he's doing there anymore, frankly.
I don't know either, man, but the guy showed such promise. Also, Jordan James shows promise too. So I like all four of those backs. Obviously, McCaffrey's the horse, but having those three behind him, it's a nice choice to have. And I mean, I've seen Jordan James, but we've seen the most of Garendo out of those three. So that's why I'm really excited to see Kalen Black totonight, to see what he can do for the Niners.
And real quick on Kalen Black, Tony, sorry, one more point. This comes from Mike Val in San Francisco, and I totally agree with this. He goes, Kalen Black, a lot of people are saying that he can catch the ball as well, even though he didn't catch a lot of passes in college. That's a big thing with Shanahan. To be in the backfield with Kyle Shanahan's offense, you have to catch passes, and I'm sure they've worked on that a lot with Kalen Black, Mike. And I'm sure they're going to continue to, because I think that's, again, you go back to the Roger Craig school, like you're all the more dangerous when you're multidimensional. Carrying the rock is one thing, but coming out of the backfield, catching a swing pass, I mean, that's a big part of Shanahan's offense. So yes, he will be involved in catching pass. There's no doubt about that.
Totally, Paulie. And then we like music on this show. We talk music a lot on this show.
In fact, I got to go music assignment update in a second, but go ahead, T. Yeah.
But I can't remember. Have we ever done a song to Aerosmith's Dream On? I can't remember if we have.
We tried it once. It was a disaster. I'm trying to think of who it was for. It was.
But if Kalon is a success, you could do Dream On for Kalon. Okay, I'm just saying for the record.
You can't do anything with Dream On. I'm telling you right now, Dream On is too. It's too. It can't be done. We tried. I'm telling you. There are.
Was it Draymond? Was it Sourdough Cell is saying Draymond?
I think it was Draymond.
Draymond.
Horrible. Disaster.
It must have been Draymond. It must.
And it was disastrous. I don't even like thinking about it. Yeah, it was bad, man.
All right, well then, dude, we can. I want to start thinking of new song ideas during the season 2 for these new badasses like Grayson freaking Halton, dude. I need more of him tonight too. Height, I'd like to see more of Romello Height. He did not look good in week 1, so I'm hoping that he bounces back tonight. I'm curious to see how much the Chargers play tonight, how long their starters play tonight. I'd be willing to bet longer than the Niners.
I think you're right, because Harbaugh's insane. And by the way, Lily, I saw your comment a few minutes ago. I know I think it was the center on the Charger offensive line just went down. I don't know what it is down there with the offensive line problems they've had. They've tried to bolster it and make it strong and put some decent bodies in front of Justin Herbert, this incredibly talented QB they have. But from what I'm hearing, though, it's a mess. It's still a freaking mess. So we'll see. But I think Harbaugh's probably going to play his starters. My guess would be longer than Shanahan would. Just guessing.
I think so too, Paulie.
Yeah.
And also the Arizona Cardinals, dude, they're dealing with some serious injuries too. So it's like,
they're going to be a pilot. Dude, the Cardinals are going to be a freaking trash fire this year. Remember I showed you the highlights of their practice the other day?
Yeah.
Guys dropping balls all over the field. Yeah, I mean, it's like a comedy show, dude. They look so bad.
Well, the good news about Jeremiah Love, though, their first pick of the draft, I think it's minor ankle injury, so he's not going to be gone long. He may even come back this next game, but that was just like, God, the Cardinals, dude, they're talking about struggling, man, Jesus. So, thank God. Like the equivalent to the Giants and Rockies battling for the cellar would be the Niners and the Cardinals battling for the cellar of the NFC West. So let's hope there's no conversation about that this year.
I know.
Let's
Come on, man. I'm ready for football in a big way. I'll tell you what we're going to do, Tony. Let me do this. I want to do a Carlos De La Fuente spot, Barrett Financial.
Yes.
I'm letting go of the wheel with Joe Fonzi. Something must have happened. Don't even worry about it, though. You guys.
We'll follow up, dude. We'll follow up with it.
We'll reschedule. Yep. And Tony, so let me do a Carlos spot, and then I want to share the music assignment on the other side because we do have something for you guys.
Yes.
Lily Merchant. I heard someone say the Cardinals won't win a game until week 12. Hey, could be the case. It's going to be ugly. I'm telling you, it's going to be ugly in Arizona.
And so just when you think it's worse, or just when you think it can't get worse this season, just check out the Arizona Cardinals. Just a reminder for perspective.
Yeah, and just when you think it can't get any worse, and if it does get worse, you call Carlos De La Fuente at Barrett Financial, and you say, listen, I need help with my finances. How do I do it? Where do I do it? Where do we begin? How do I begin? You start by calling Carlos, 925-250-4894. Now, first of all, congratulations are in order, of course, because Carlos has a new home, and he is now with Barrett Financial after a great career with Flex Funding. The good people at Barrett Financial looked over his accomplishments and said, you know what, you should be playing for us. And he is now. And with that, Carlos brings his 27 years of experience in the mortgage industry, and he's seen every scenario. Again, I credit Carlos with this because you're not gonna make Carlos nervous with bad credit, or if you have a lot of debt that you're working away out of. A lot of people, pretty much everybody in America has debt now. There's no way to go through your adult life without it. But the point is, good credit, bad credit, high income, heavy debt, tax liens, whatever, even bankruptcies. Carlos can work with you on all that stuff. And those experiences, Carlos having dealt with those throughout his career, they've allowed him to learn and adapt and really understand how different loan products can work for different people. And that's the thing. So Carlos has a variety of ways that he could do private money loans with you. So if you need more cash in your pocket just to get through the finish line of 2026, I totally get it. Talk to Carlos about a private money loan. He can help you with conventional loans, FHA, VA loans, all, of course, purchasing and refis. He's big on that as well. Reverse mortgages like he did for Renell Brooks Moon's mom. Purchase or refinance options, again, for seniors 62 and older. They are staring down the barrel of the possibility of no monthly mortgage payments for life if you're 62 or older. Talk to Carlos about it. We've had a lot of people in the PMP Familia doing work with Carlos, and everyone has walked away from it feeling very good about what they've accomplished together. Now, again, there are private money loan options, hard money loan options, short-term funding for borrowers with equity. But if you've got credit challenges, make sure you talk to Carlos about that. Construction loans for ground-up builds or tear-down rebuilds. And then, of course, the slam dunk, the big one, Carlos's specialty, HELOC loans. And they are on fire right now. HELOC loans, a very good time to inquire about a HELOC loan with Carlos, where you can pay 7 to 9% on a HELOC loan, as opposed to borrowing from a credit card company where we're going to have to pay back 22% interest. So again, there are a lot of advantages, a lot of reasons why working with Carlos is in your best interest, especially right now, Tony, because again, the HELOCs, they're on fire with their rates. So talk to Carlos. Tell him what you're trying to achieve too. Tell him if you're trying to do something long-term, if this is a short-term fix, you got a little leak in your boat and you just want to kind of plug it up, talk to Carlos and tell him what your goals are. 925-250-4894. Tony, of course, you can email Carlos as well. It's carlosd@barrettfinancial.com.
Yeah, Paulie had a great rap. Sorry, I took it off because I had to
Oh, you're
clear
good.
my.
You're good.
Let me clear my throat. I had
Yeah,
to clear my
yeah.
throat. Sorry, I had the mute button on. So, but dude, I had a great rap with Carlos just yesterday. He's coming to town for a quick hit next week, Paulie.
I
Next Thursday.
know.
So
He's coming to town, and I'm leaving town. I'm gonna miss
that's
him. It
fine.
sucks.
I'm gonna handle Carlos. We're gonna make sure we have a great hang. So I'll
Good.
represent for both of us. And Carlos, looking so much to seeing you when you get into town next week.
Dude, maybe host a show with him next week. Host
Dude,
a Friday show. You should do a show with Carlos or Dan or somebody. Like,
Well,
bring those guys out of the bullpen.
I think Carlos has business to handle on Friday. Business for the purpose of the trip. But I'll bark up his tree. I'll bark up Dan's tree. I would love to pick Dan's brain about some of this Giants stuff that we've been dealing with. I'd love to know his thoughts on Tugboat. So
me too. Yeah.
So Dan, I'll be barking. Our birthday boy, Dan Cochimilio, yesterday. So again, happy belated birthday to Dan Cochimilio. Happy belated birthday to Pine Needle. We love when members of the PNP share their birthdays with us because we want to celebrate. But Paulie, I also got a new testimonial from one of Carlos De La Fuente's clients at Barrett Financial. And check this out. He says, this is from Douglas Stone. And Douglas says, Carlos De La Fuente was my loan officer in obtaining a reverse mortgage. I did not know much about reverses, but what little I did was not positive. Carlos explained to me in great detail how the government has regulated this program to protect seniors over the last decade. I became a widow 7 months ago and rely only on my social security income to get by. I did not want to leave my Fremont home of 31 years, but was having trouble making ends meet month to month. He did an excellent job at making sure I received and reviewed the best options for what I needed and always kept me up to date on the process. I never had a problem reaching him with the many questions I had, including the after hours, something rare I had never had a problem reaching him with the many questions I had, including after hours, something rare in any high volume business. I would highly recommend Carlos and consider him a friend for life. Dude, that last line right there. Highly recommend Carlos and consider him a friend for life. Not many people you can say that today's day and age in business. And I feel like you can say that about all of our partners here on the show, Paulie.
Yeah. Great call. Yeah, great call. Yep.
So we recommend, we say email Carlos d@barrettfinancial.com, but we both highly recommend a phone call to Carlos because you can get the vibe even over the phone, and then you guys can meet up in person. 925-250-4894. Carlos De La Fuente, much love, brother, and thank you for the partnership and the friendship.
Thank you, Carlos. See you soon, my brother. And okay, Tony, last thing for today, I want to make sure that we end the show with the sharing of the music assignment. Now, we don't have a sponsor this week. If you would like to be a sponsor on the music assignment, each Friday we'll take in anybody from the audience if you have an idea for a show. Might be Bocce Chris next week, actually. We'll talk to Chris offline, but he said he's interested in doing it. But
hey, Paulie, on that note too, I know Rising Wolf, Captain Leisure are a couple boys that I've been talking to down here on the peninsula that are thinking about getting involved in the musical assignment in the near future. So I'll follow up on that as well.
Yeah, I would love to have any of you guys. It's a way that we can all kind of hang out, like our way of taking phone calls, like in Sports Talk, even though we can't do that, obviously. You join us for a music assignment. We'll put you on the air. Email us. It's pauliespod@gmail.com. So don't have a sponsor for tomorrow. So what I thought would make sense, Tony, with the very sad news that ZZ Top has lost their drummer, their one and only drummer their entire career. The gentleman's name is Frank Beard. I want to say rest in peace to Frank Beard. I'm a ZZ Top fan. Creative Tony's a ZZ Top fan. So why don't we just honor the passing of Frank Beard with sending your favorite ZZ Top songs? Nice and easy. Best little band out of Texas, Houston, Texas, mind you. Tony mentioned the other day, if you want to learn a little bit more about ZZ Top and why they're so special, there's a great documentary on Netflix about them. Forgive me, I forget the name. Just search it. Go to Netflix and search ZZ Top. You'll find it. It's really good. I mean, and at the center of everything they do is the blues. And that's a big plus for me because I love blues and I love blues-based rock bands. And ZZ Top, Tony, one of the best of all time at playing blues-based rock and roll. There's no question.
Paulie, that documentary is called ZZ Top, That Little Old Band from Texas. That's what it's called on Netflix. Very, very enjoyable, hour and a half or so. It's really good.
Yeah.
And it traces their roots and their whole path. And yet, if you're not familiar with their early stuff, dive in. Dive in. It's rewarding. It's very rewarding. Also, Paulie, a little news flash. I saw Pine Needle's comment on the chat. Cowboys got fined $500,000 just now, and I looked it up. The Cowboys and the Saints just got fined by the NFL $500,000 each for what it called, quote, the actions that took place at the joint practice between the teams earlier this week.
Wait, I'm sorry, between the Cowboys and which team?
Saints. They had a joint practice, and I guess some S went down, and this wasn't Jerry Jones's helicopter like landing in the middle of the practice on the field. This was something else, although Jones is known to do that, which is still
Where do you land
amazing
your
to me.
helicopter, Tony, when you're coming back from Giants games? Like, where do you guys put the chopper? I don't know. Do you land at a little league field and just walk? How do you handle that? Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'll never forget. If I can find that video, I'll try to find it, dude, of Jones just dropping the helicopter in the middle of the field, dude. It's just
that is making a statement. It's like, here I come. You better stop practice right now. I got a few things to say. All right. But I've just been told by the PMP business desk, that the great Noemi Lady Catalina will be hosting the music assignment next Friday. I very much look forward to that, Noemi. You're always welcome. You're one of our favorites. And so Bocce Chris would have to get pushed back a week. That's totally fine. Our thing with Chris is kind of casual, but he did express interest in doing it. And all of you are invited to participate as well. Again, paulyspod@gmail.com. All right, let's watch the owner of the Dallas Cowboys arriving at practice, or Tony coming home from a Giants night.
This is for Rags. This is for our guy Rags. Like, this is how much we love you, Rags, that we tolerate S like this.
We love you, Rags. Look at dude. That, I mean, look at 17. Like, what are we doing? Look at that guy on the right.
Dude, the middle of the field.
Yeah. Do you know how much of an a-hole I'd feel like doing that? I would be so embarrassed. Yeah, throw a football at it. Was that Prescott? It is. Yeah, it's Dak Prescott. I guess you got to tolerate this. You got to deal. You know what I mean?
I thought you had to land a helicopter like on a helipad or some area designated for helicopters.
Right on the field. Landed on the 50. You know what I mean? Landed on the star. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
It's just unbelievable to me, dude.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. And what did he? What was the big message? Why was it so urgent that he dropped his helicopter right on their practice field? What did he have to do?
Dude, I have no idea, man. I have no clue. Jerry Jones, come on. Are you kidding me?
All kidding aside, dude, I think the Cowboys have a chance to win that division this year.
Yeah.
I think this is probably their best chance.
Although, Paulie, is Dak gonna Dak? That's the question.
He's been known to. I mean, the history has shown us time and time again, he does not play his best ball in the most clutch and critical games or situations, but they do have a hell of an offense. Mm-hmm. Their defense has gotten a little bit improved. And I look at the NFC East and I don't know what to make of it really. Like, I think the Giants are going to be good, but I don't think they're ready to win that division. The Eagles, I have a feeling Sirianni's kind of like his expiration date is coming. I really think that. I just have a feeling about the Eagles. It's not going to be – there's some dissension there. There really is with Jalen Hurts and Siri. I don't know. So, anyway, my point is I think Dallas could actually win that division this year. I think that is on the table.
Yeah, I think the Giants are going to be good. I think the Ravens are going to be good. I think the Commanders. The Commanders are going to be good. I mean, they definitely need Ayuk. It's too bad they didn't get Ayuk, but they would have
pushed them over the top. Yeah, you got Ayuk. You're going to the Super Bowl. I'll tell you that right now. Nobody competes like Ayuk. Nobody.
Nobody. It makes me so sad because one of the greater songs we created at the end of our run at KBR was,
dude.
Oh, baby, Ayuk.
Got what I need because you say he's Purdy's friend.
Yeah.
You say he's Purdy's friend.
Oh, baby, Ayuk.
By the way, rest in peace, Biz Marquis. Nobody beats the Biz. I'm telling you right now, nobody beats the Biz. All right, final moments of the show. I got a super from Stevie B. Stevie B. I hope everything's
stand by. Here we go.
It's business. It's business time. I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say it's time for business. It's business time. Ooh.
Here we go. Stevie B checking in. New proud father, Stevie B. Who to watch? Kalon Black debut. Watkins versus Cowing at returner. And wide receiver 5, Robert Jones versus Carver Willis at left guard. Will Romello Height step up?
I hope
Duggar at linebacker and 6'6" undrafted Thompson Jr. at defensive tackle. Look at this, Stevie B.
Good
Just in a
breakdown,
nutshell.
Stevie B. Good breakdown. We were talking last year about Stevie B maybe doing some writing for some kind of report on the 49ers this season. The offer is still there, Stevie B, if you want to write some stuff this year, and then we can just kind of post it and on social media, let people read it. Because we kind of would like to have like a Niner reporter type. I know you got your hands full with the baby. I'm just saying, Stevie B, the door's open. If you got something to say, write up a little column and we'll post it up there for you. Because I think Stevie B has, I don't know, I got a vibe about him. I think his columns would be popular, you know?
I agree with really fun references too, I bet also. But his point about Duggar, the undrafted free agent Duggar out of the Raging Cajun out of Louisiana Lafayette.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see more of him tonight as well. And again, don't forget about Corliss Waitman. Watch the hang time and watch the pinning at the goal line. Watch how much of a weapon this punter could be for special teams for the Niners. And then Paul and Stevie B, thank you so much for the super brother, and hope everything is great with the baby girl. And then one thing I wanted to say, Paulie, we love music on the show. Okay, you just gave out the musical assignment. I want to just tip my cap to whoever does the music for shows nowadays, for certain shows, like whoever does the music for The Bear. Whoever does the music for
Bear's a good one. Bear has some. They have some really good people picking the songs. I agree. They have
dude.
They're deep tracks too, like deep tracks. Yeah,
deep tracks. And I'll tell you the reason why I'm saying this today, because I watched an episode of Friends and Neighbors earlier this morning, and they played a Blind Melon song called "Change" to end this episode, and I was like, that was an amazing song choice during like a montage. I'm like that, and it adds so much to a show. And then also, dude, the new Ted Lasso, they've already used 2 tracks from, I talk about that new Basement Tapes album where they took those certain artists were given Bob Dylan lyrics, and they were put at the top floor of the Capitol Records building for a weekend, and they had to write music to the lyrics. And Marcus Mumford wrote a couple songs on the album called The New Basement Tapes. And the Ted Lasso, in just 3 episodes, have used 2 of those songs in the episodes already. So I'm like, I don't know, we just love music so much here on the show, and what it adds to life, what it adds to sporting events, walk-up music, the music in between time, during timeouts at Levi's or whatever, and how much it adds to a show. So if you watch any of those shows, be attentive to the music, and also check out the soundtracks because you can find the soundtracks to The Bear. You can go episode deep and be like, give me the songs that were just on episode 5 of season 4, and then they'll give them to you. So good stuff, man. And check out the song "Change" by Blind Melon on their first album, or their only album, actually. A guy who left us too soon, Shannon Hoon. But good stuff, Paulie.
Yeah, rest in peace. And don't forget, Shannon Hoon also sang with Guns N' Roses on "Don't Cry." Remember the ballad? Like, he sings the lyrics with Axl Rose because they grew up in Indiana together or something like that.
That's a great call. Great call.
Yeah. Don't you cry tonight. All right, Tony, I want to say thanks for watching the show today, you guys. Stomp Peralta, Mike Val, Patty from Napa, Beat LA, Barb's, dude. Barb's 30. What's happening? Rockin' New Era, Stevie B. Give my best to Baby B and Mrs. B. All of you guys, Rags in New Jersey, thanks for supporting the show, you guys. Arkansas Dave, HVAC, of course. Down in part of the Santa Cruz Mafia. We love you guys. The Nutter, keep it going. So again, ZZ Top, music assignment tomorrow. We're going to pay our respects to Frank Beard, who passed away this week. I was very sad to hear that news. P1 Chuck, good to see you, brother. Escobar Cheeks III, always a pleasure. Corinne, who am I forgetting? Tony, Lily Merchant, the great Lily Merchant. Barb's 30, I give you love twice today. Miguel, all of you guys, thanks for watching. Creative Tony, take us home. Go Niners. We'll break the game down tomorrow and get you set up for the weekend. That's it. Everybody have a good day. Yeah.
Also, Paul, I wanted to give love to GESAC594, GESAC594, and Tom Whitty too. A couple of new names we saw in the chat today. Yeah. And all of y'all checking us out on Instagram Live as well. Oh, new name I see over there, Rollo in SJ. Rollo in SJ. Welcome to the proceedings on Instagram Live. Check us out again on YouTube at Polymax Particles. Like and subscribe while you're there. And again, the audio versions on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Paulie, with that said,
business hours are over, baby. It's business. It's business time.
All right. right, kids. Thanks so much for spending time with us today. We appreciate all of y'all. We really do. Thank you, Twitter. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, Apple Music. Thank you, Spotify, wherever you're watching the show. If I didn't say Twitter, I'll say Twitter again, X, whatever the hell you call it. We love you guys. Have a great Thursday. Go Niners, and we'll see you tomorrow at high noon. Cheers, everybody.
Peace, y'all.